Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Matt.
I'm Megan. I'm Taylor. I'm Tracy.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we want to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, consider subscribing because we can do a lot of things on the farm, but one thing we can't do is grow this channel without your help. As you guys know, for the past couple days, we've been working on filling up our greenhouse, and one of the biggest things we've been working on is filling up our hanging baskets. We've started working on some custom hanging baskets, our cocoa baskets, our cone baskets, even the smaller white hanging baskets. For example, these are some smaller fuchsia hanging baskets. We will put 3 plants in one pot, and then we will add a time-release fertilizer, and then we're ready to hang them up. By the time we finish all these hanging baskets, we'll have done over 2,500. And that's when it really starts to look neat in here. When you have all your hanging baskets, you have all your pots filled, then you're happy because you no longer have to worry about planting.
It's so dark and you're like, ugh. So every year you just have to make sure you pull on them, because if you pull on them you open them up so that the water can come through, because if you push them closed then the water won't come out. So every year you just got to go through and make sure they're open. So I'm pulling every one, and sometimes they're turned off and sometimes they're not. So if one dies, I didn't do it.
Watering all these flowers by hand, especially when it starts to get warmer, it would become an almost impossible job. So we rely heavily on some automatic waterers. As you can see, these baskets right here, they've got the automatic waters in, so we can water a whole line of baskets at one time. Now the type of waters these are drip irrigation, so you just pull the end out, you put it in the plant, and then we can water a whole line of baskets over here. And that's what Daniel was talking about. He has to go through and make sure each one of these, the water is open, because if not, the plant could die. And we definitely don't want that to happen. Aunt Rhonda and Bonnie are working on planting some of the flowers that we had just gotten in. So we're gonna need more trays than what we already had filled. So that's what myself, Matt, and Taylor are gonna be doing. Now with the new dirt machine.
It's not dirt, it's soil.
The hardest part about that is getting the trays ready. So that's what we're doing now, is gotta get them all ready so that we can fill them all up.
I've never done this before.
6, 7, 9, 10. Just finished our lunch up. It was really good, but now we're back in the greenhouse. Gotta finish hanging those pots, and we gotta get started on filling trays. As we're going along, we're moving on to a couple different plant varieties. We've already hung up some geraniums. We did some new guinea impatiens, and we're moving on to sun patience. Now the new guinea impatiens, they can handle a little more shade. The sun patience, they can handle a little extra shade too, but they do prefer the sun. Yo, let's go. I need someone to hand me baskets so I can hang them up.
I'm busy.
We just got all of these hanging baskets hung up that we need to. I was getting down off the table and I ripped my pants really bad.
It's really bad.
We started adding a bucket of water to each bag of soil because the girls are going to be planting these much sooner, and it's a little easier to plant in moist soil. So the bucket of water really gets in there, it turns it up, and the trays look really, really good. So the problem we were having is these back walls just are pushing out from being older. The plywood's really old. We're gonna change them here very shortly. But we had to come through and put some screws in to hold it back on. We don't want this popping off. We don't want those little gaps, because the more gaps that you have, it's less efficient. The heat can escape. So we just wanted to fix up these ends. Let's see what Grammy's up to. Oh, she's melting chocolate and then making the peanut butter candies. How exciting. Tracy, do you ever eat peanut butter candies?
Sometimes I do. Did you get my dance?
Tracy is over here claiming she is the star now.
She's not the star, I am.
It's really important for us to get those plants out of the germination greenhouse. One thing, we're gonna need the space here really soon. And two, it's about 10 to 15 degrees cooler down here right now. So it's gonna cause these plants to not just shoot up and start to bush out right away. We want these plants to get a nice firm root structure so that they're nice and tough. Sorry, I saw the flower and got distracted. Yeah, the cows don't look so tall when there's not a foot of manure underneath them. That's a big job that Daniel got accomplished. Now we don't have to worry about them getting out. It's all nice and clean in there, and they're nice and happy. Right? Oh, very nice and happy, right? We got done with everything else that we needed to do, so now we're gonna take these eggs and we're gonna sort them out. We're just gonna be checking for cracks and making sure everything looks good. So this little light under here is doing a twofold job. It's called candling. So most of the time you want to candle when you have roosters, but as you guys know, on our farm we have no roosters. The reason why you candle to see if the egg is fertilized. Another thing that candling is very good for, like this one right here, I don't know if you can see it. If you see it, watch it right here. This next one will be able to tell it's cracked. I can see that it's cracked because of the light underneath. Let's see. Oh, that's a double yolker, that's for sure. We just got all the eggs cartoned up. We got one box. I already took one up because we needed more boxes and I brought it down. That's a nice haul of eggs for the week. Just walking through this greenhouse makes you feel like summer is right around the corner, and it really wants to make you start planting. Before we end the video, I brought you guys up to the germination greenhouse. I wanted to show you how everything looks. Some things that are coming up really well are these marigolds. Look how nice they look. And then over here, look at the spinach. The spinach is coming up really well. A lot of people have trouble seeding spinach, but in the germination greenhouse, it actually goes pretty well. The funny thing is, spinach always seeds really well for us out in the fields too. We never have a lot of trouble with it. But I'm finding out a lot of people do have trouble with it. So check out our cabbage. Our cabbage looks really good. We have some kohlrabi. The basil is looking really strong. Some kale, broccoli. And I don't know how many of you guys are spicy lovers, but we got ghost chilies and our habaneros looking really, really good. And again, over here we have our pansies and our other flowers that we seeded. We're gonna have to move them out of the germination greenhouse very shortly because they're gonna be getting too tall. The weather is starting to get nicer outside, which means it's warmer in the greenhouse. We're all finished with work for the day, so this is where we're gonna end the video. I wanna thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!